I always like to refer to ProPrint as a really big, small company. We're always have been lean, always have people that take a lot of pride in the work that they do. Size-wise, people-wise, we deal a lot with the CPG industry, so you know the Mondeleses and the Crafts and the Microsofts and of the world. A lot of blue chip accounts and a lot of small accounts that we take on and nurture and help them grow to hopefully one day be that big account. Where we excel is in an early conversation with a client, where the client tells us what their product is and what their needs are. As far as our Kongsberg machines go, we have 4 machines. We have one that's dedicated strictly to structural design. That is so that it doesn't interrupt any of their creativity, nor does it interrupt any of our production. Then we have a duplicate machine to what structural design has just outside of that department. Then our next machine is our original corrugate production machine, which is an XP, which has a stacker and a delivery. It's a workhorse. It's been on the floor for over 10 years. And last year, or a year and a half ago, we installed our C64 with full automation, and that's been a dream. Like, if I had enough floor space to put 5 of those, I'd put 5 of them on the floor. In our competitive world, the fewer hands that touch anything makes a big difference. And it enables us to have, or it allows us to have, people focused on areas where they need to concentrate, as opposed to standing beside a machine waiting for a sheet to be finished, or standing beside a machine making sure every sheet coming off is correct. With this machine, it's truly a lock and load and walk away. So it's situated in the same vicinity as our other machines, but it's also situated right across from our Inca X3 HS. So the operator of the Inca, at any given time, if the Kongsberg stops, will walk over, find out why, reset, and up and running it goes, and goes back to running sheets. So in a department where you used to have, our Inca has automation, so robots take off sheets. So we used to have 2 people on that machine, and you'd have 1 or 2 people on the Kongsberg. Now we have 1 person in that zone, and it works flawlessly. Now, our other Kongsberg machines that are running, those operators also will walk from machine to machine and do setups. So the ability for people to flow in the digital environment is amazing. When you have the Kongsberg equipment that we have, the pressures and the scores and the way the machine works, it is exactly replicating if I had a die and I was die cutting it. So I have no issues with any materials. The new Kongsberg is just, it's seamless. If it takes a minute a sheet or 10 minutes a sheet, it doesn't make a difference to us. It makes a difference when we're quoting, because we know how long we're going to be on press for. But as far as labor and workflow goes, it's the same. It's just, it's truly lock and load and go, and just walk away. And that's truly the beauty of the machine. As far as service goes at Kongsberg, it's never been a concern or an issue. And we have Vince, who is 24 hours, 7 days a week, smile on his face person. You know, so if we're hitting any obstacles or have any questions in regards to, can we do this? How could we do this better? You know, for me, I don't even have to call. If I send an email with a question, I can count to 10 till my phone rings. The money people of the world will cringe to hear what's going to come out of my mouth, but for me, it's not about the return on the investment on the Kongsberg machines. It's about the fact that it is a necessity for my business. So in a world where I can print at such a large size, I have to be able to cut at that size. And if I design something designing it with our size capabilities in mind, I can die cut up to 85 inches. I can print digitally up to 123 inches. With the world we're in today, with the Kongsberg as well as the Inca, those two together gives the customer a final product before production. So you can create the in-store display, you can create the in-store archway, the standee, what's ever going to be in the retail environment, you can create that as a production sample without actually going to production. There's no, in the old days, you would have had to make plates. You'd have to make ready on a litho press. And then you'd have to take your sheets, you'd have to mount them to corrugate. Then you'd have to have a die, and then you'd have to die cut them. Then you have to assemble everything because odds are you've done them in pieces because of your size limitation, and now your customer's got it. So you had a pressman and a feeder on the litho press, you had 2 people on the mounter, you had 1 person on the die cutter, and then you had hand labor putting it together to make a 1 sample. Now that sample's thousands of dollars. In our world today, it's print the sheet directly to the material at full size, bring it over to the Kongsberg, cut it out full size, and the 1 person that printed could also cut it, and you could also put it together, and in about a half an hour, they have their production sample, as opposed to 3 days and a huge cost. Back when I bought the first Kongsberg, if you look at the equipment that we have on our floors, our die cutters, folder gluers, our BOPs, the best of the best. Our litho presses are Heidelberg, best of the best. Our digital is Inca, best of the best. And you have, when you look at things and you look at the lifespan of them and how important they are to your business, it's about ensuring that you get the best technology and the best quality. And as far as the cutting world goes in CNC, there's no competition in my mind to Kongsberg.